Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast, the only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment. We are your hosts, Cameron and Kobe, and we are ready to bring survival goodness direct to your dirty little ear holes.
Hey.
Hey.
I was going to do a Bigfoot scream, but
Were ya?
that's just too offensive.
That is too offensive. What's going on, Cameron?
Not much.
Yeah, just, you know what?
We're just going to talk about stuff.
We've had such a good time the last week answering comments on our Bigfoot documentary on YouTube.
Apparently, Bigfoot struck a nerve across the country.
It sure did, yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of rules that we didn't know, and we need to figure them all out.
I didn't even look on Amazon for the rule book.
I know.
About
I couldn't find it.
If you're doing anything with Bigfoot, there's rules.
There's a lot of rules, and we broke almost all
lot
of
of
them.
them.
I think we broke every rule.
Probably did break every rule. So careful. If
Yeah.
you want to go search for Bigfoot yourself,
Yeah.
consult the rule book.
Yeah, or just don't put a video out because
Yeah.
either way, we had a blast, and
I don't care.
There's a lot of people watching the video. It's been
Yeah.
great.
Even the haters.
Even the haters.
We're going to watch this, pick through it, and
Yeah.
we've had comments that I'm like, you just spent more time than watching the video commenting.
It's insane,
Like a
man.
paragraph.
Yeah, it's like they're upset with us for a lot of different reasons. Everybody has their own reasons, but they're all upset.
There's absolutely no reason why people wouldn't be upset with us sometimes.
Yeah.
Our voices, our
Uh-huh.
seriousness.
We're just sillies. Why are we so silly? You know? They obviously don't know us.
Life has to be serious
It does.
about everything.
Mhm.
Don't goof around.
So if you guys want to go check out the video, take a second and start reading some of the comments. 'Cause
Yeah.
it is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We made some people mad.
We did, and it's a good time.
I've
We
spent
expect-
my entire life looking for Bigfoot, and then you put out this trash.
You put out this movie. There's
This
music.
is poop.
There's
This is
music.
poop.
You guys laugh. This is not okay.
Probably won't see Bigfoot in another 20 years
Yeah.
because you dummies.
You set our research back 50 years, probably. You know?
Sightings went down 20%
Yeah.
since this came out.
Thanks a lot, assholes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, what are we talking about
Not
today?
sure whoever thought we were serious about anything in life.
I don't know.
Anyway,
These are new
we are
people.
serious about you guys preparing, though.
We
That
are.
is the truth.
100% serious about that. So
Yeah.
what are we talking about today, Cameron?
The most serious item of
Oh.
all prepping.
Yeah, we are not going to make fun of anything in
Water.
this. Yes, water.
I'm going to drink some right now.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's take a short break to drink some water.
That's good water.
That's some awesome water.
But yeah, it's the number one thing on your list. It should be anyway.
Sure is. So we're going to talk about it
Easy
today.
to forget.
Mm.
Easy to not be prepared 100% for.
Get you all wet
Mm.
every time.
Number one thing.
Number one. Guys,
I bet you used water today.
I'll bet every one of you listening right now probably going to have some water
Good
today.
chance there's some water
Yeah.
used.
Today's podcast is brought to you by TacPack, the only monthly tactical subscription box with useful professional grade stuff inside. Get 10% off your first TacPack with our code CasualPreppers at TacPack.com and join the thousands of satisfied subscribers today. That's 10% off with our code CasualPreppers at TacPack.com. Son, okay.
That,
Reviews starts now.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, you weren't.
I thought you were going to say, this podcast brought to you by water.
Water. Get some.
Drink it. Good.
Drink water.
It's some awesome water.
Yeah.
Water. It's
let-
awesome.
So, you want to read this, Cam?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go right ahead, buddy.
Fine. I'll pull up my notes.
Okay. Or do you want me to do it?
I got it.
You're
I
not
got it.
prepared?
I think my ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
Apple
Sure.
Podcast. United States of America, August 20, 2000. I don't have what I need to survive belly slaps from a toddler jacked up on Monster, but I know I can stroll through an EMP traffic jam, sidestepping raining cows from methed out aliens, touching buttons, trying to make it out of Miami, all while listening to Easy Street. I find that information these guys spit are informative to a level we all can understand. I love the taste of orange. Throws the purple crayon away. Anyways, the Wanderer
From
Wander the Woods nakedly to puking in a 300 rad level environment. These guys have legit schooling. Keep it up and stay survived.
Wow. That's something
Man, that
there.
should be the opening.
It should be. If you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to the Kindle book on Amazon, leave us a 5-star review, and make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
So, Cameron, you know those boys over there in China?
Yeah.
They're always doing crazy stuff. You know?
Making stuff for us.
They are. Yeah, they're making all our phones and all our televisions and whatnot.
Toys.
Yeah, socks, all that stuff. But right now, they're doing lasers. Do you know that?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? If you're making all that stuff.
Lasers have been popular for years.
Yeah, everybody likes a laser. Listen to this. I read this article today. Laser could become more efficient in the future thanks to a discovery from Chinese scientists. Though through crystals of calcium bismuth germanate, or CBGO, an inorganic chemical compound, the scientists believe they could convert low energy beams into high energy emissions with unparalleled efficiency, according to Professor Mao Jiango, team leader at the Fujian Institute of Research on the Structure of Matter, in a statement given to the South China Morning Post. Compared to modern crystals, the CBGO was 13 times more efficient at converting infrared lasers into highly energized beams. So, these high-energy beams are increasingly seen as the future of laser warfare. This is exactly what we want. We want the Chinese to have lasers. This is what we want. The Chinese government is in the midst of building of a satellite currently known as Project Guanlin, which means watching the big waves. An anti-submarine satellite, Guanlin will significantly increase China's oceanic surveillance abilities with the ability to fire a high-energy pulse on submarines as far down as 1,640 feet.
Wow.
Can you believe
A
that?
laser shoots through water?
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
from a satellite.
That's some freaking crazy. That's like 007 type of
I
crap.
know, dude. So, anyways, get your anti-laser shirts on. Just
It's made
in
of
case.
Pepto-Bismol and cesium, huh?
It is. Yeah.
Who would have known?
Who would have known? So
Well,
anyways,
that's kind of freaky.
that's kind of crazy, ain't it?
Well, I was going to just brief you all on the raid of Area 51.
Yeah.
How
man.
this went down. Maybe you don't know.
Maybe you don't.
The thing that's funny is they're like, after it all happened, like tons of people like just went to Twitter and everything. They're like, how many died?
Yeah. I
How
know.
many people were arrested and how many were killed?
Yeah.
Because they all thought it was just going to be this crazy thing. So, 2.1 million people have pledged they're going to storm, they're going to raid Area 51 and get those aliens.
Bunch of liars.
2,000 showed up in the towns, and then
Yeah.
actual that got up close was like less than, it's like 1,000 or 500 or something.
So crazy.
What a
dude.
bust.
Yeah.
But yeah, people showed up dressed up as aliens, and they had big old like advertisements and stuff. It's like Jesus is an alien and all this other weird stuff.
Yeah.
But these are comments that people had right after this. The morning after an unsuccessful area raid, a number of people online asked, how many people died at Area 51? Rory Thompson tweeted, waits patiently for news on the massive arrests and or deaths at Area 51. And somebody commented on that one, or the disappearance of a lot of people.
Yeah.
One person asked, so what's the death count for Area 51? Apparently, us in the United States, we like to see that people were killed.
We want to know
in-
how
in
many
these
people
events.
died. Yeah.
Another Twitter responded or asked, was there any deaths at Area 51? Things like that have happened. And then a Twitter user said, got to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed in the death count from Area Raid 51. I expected more from you guys.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
From
isn't
his
it?
house. You know, he didn't take part.
I heard they did like a little music festival or something.
Yeah, they
over
did.
there,
Like
right?
people like basically, I feel like it was like a mini, what is it, Burning Man?
Yeah, sure.
That's
yeah.
what it seemed like. I have a feeling it's probably going to end up getting
Every
people
year.
every September.
Yeah.
But thankfully, no one has died or was injured at the event.
A few people did get arrested though, right?
6 were arrested, 1 for public urination.
You don't piss on Area 51, boy.
But it was 5 counts of trespassing, 1 for public urination.
Hmm.
So anyway, no one got away with aliens.
I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, I am too.
I was really hoping for some
I do
fireworks.
too. Somebody
too bad.
said, what did they say? Probably lots of deaths, but hopefully someone snags an alien and gets out safely. So anyway, it just didn't happen. So forever,
Yeah.
we will be in this mystery conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have aliens there.
I think they do too.
Maybe a Bigfoot. Oh,
Oh,
I just pissed off people.
Rule number 22. Bigfoot does not go to Area 51.
Bigfoot and aliens are two different things.
Yeah. Bigfoot is not an alien
That's right. That's right.
per se. But,
So anyway,
okay, perfect, Cameron. Okay, so today, very special episode. Special, right? Near and dear to our hearts.
it's an element that
Yeah.
deserves its fame.
An element. Ooh, interesting. Yes, water. Today we're talking about
Consists
water.
of elements.
It sure does. We're talking about all things water. We should just call it water skills.
Water beds,
Water beds.
water skiing, water
Oh,
boats,
water boarding.
watershed,
Waterboarding. A lot of different water things. But let's talk about how much you're going to need. And I guess that, that very much depends on what's going on. But so when you start thinking about water and your water needs, you need to think about all the reasons you might need water. Obviously, we need it to drink. We need to stay hydrated. Without it, you're going to die. About 3
Shrivel
days.
up.
3 days, you're going to be dead on the floor, and you're going to be crap. You're going to be like, crap, I should have had some
You're gonna
water.
be crapping
And you're
and
going to be
then
crapping.
you die.
It's going to be really dry crap, but you're going to do
It's
it.
powder farts.
Powder.
There's no
Yeah, exactly.
moisture in that butthole.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Well, so you're gonna need water to drink. You're gonna need water for cooking because most of us, when we have our food,
it's all dehydrated.
it's all dehydrated food, and dehydrated means it took all the water out of it.
You could pour it in your mouth.
It's not gonna be good at all. So you're gonna need it for drinking, for eating. You're gonna need it for cleaning. Because you got to clean stuff up. You got to clean your body. You're going to have it for hygiene and sanitation. And if you have pets, your pets have to drink too.
Ugh.
I know. It's ridiculous. So there's all these
Kids
needs.
are pets.
Yeah, they are. There's all these needs for water. So you have to think about all of those things. So right now, do you know how much the average American uses every day of water?
I don't know.
You do, because you can read it. The average American uses over 100 gallons a day.
That blows my freaking mind.
Yeah. So, obviously that's showering, that's cooking, cleaning, drinking, doing the dishes, spraying off your kids in the backyard, running through the sprinklers, all those types of things.
Yeah.
But 100 gallons.
Leaving the tap on while you brush your teeth.
Exactly.
Run 600 gallons
Yeah.
down the.
My wife, when she's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but when she cleans the kitchen, the water is on like for an hour and a half while she's cleaning the kitchen. I'm like, why is the water on? And I go turn it off. She's like, I needed that. And I'm like,
Your wife's from the south.
she's gonna say, oh, hey, I needed that. I don't know. That was like an Australian. I don't know what's going on now. Babe, I love you.
Your wife sounds really interesting.
She's hot. She's damn hot.
She's got personality disorder.
She does. That's why I like her. It's like a new wife every day.
Mixed personality.
Yeah. But anyways,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You find one that you just get a different personality.
yeah,
all
just
the
get a
time.
different one every day. So you use a lot of water, but that's going to be unacceptable in an SHTF situation. Unacceptable. It's not going to happen. You're not going to have that much water available, most likely. So, first off,
I'm going to go clean. No, you're not.
you will not clean
We are
anything.
in a situation right now.
I told you about this. We're not cleaning the kitchen. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
One, yeah, got that little head bob thing going on. So drinking, that's the first thing. You need to get enough water to keep yourself hydrated and alive. That's the number one thing to think about. So common prepper wisdom says store 1 gallon per person per day. And that's basically for drinking, but it's also
All things.
yeah, cooking and general hygiene. Like just for yourself, you could probably get away with 1 gallon a day and live.
Yeah.
Right.
It gives you some like a little leeway.
Sure, yeah.
You know.
But that's if you're pretty much like if you're not bugging out or if you're not like,
That's only 99 gallons less. It's not a big deal for most Americans.
Yeah. So if you're bugging out, that's probably going to change, especially if you're bugging out on foot. You're going to need more water. You know how much water you drink when you're hiking or moving?
None. I've
Yes,
trained
right.
myself.
Just get a headache and I just hate myself the rest of the day. You're going to need more in certain types of situations, but a gallon a day pretty much can get you through most things. So an additional gallon's probably needed for sanitation. If you're going to really go ahead and get, a real good stockpile of water.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to wash your body. You can't do it every day, but you can do it often. And, if you get a cut, you need to clean it. Cam's definitely probably going to have 100 cuts in the first day.
The solution to pollution is dilution.
Yes, exactly. I've never heard that, but that's awesome. So, if you need to clean wounds, you need to wash up, you need to stay clean, because if you don't, you're not going to like yourself anymore.
Or anybody
or anybody's near you. And then you're probably going to need an additional gallon just for keeping things clean, like the dishes and cooking areas and all that kind of stuff. Like, you have to keep that clean because your food's going to get contaminated. And
all the scenarios we talked about, like earthquake or nuclear fallout, like you need to be able to clean that crap off.
Exactly, yeah.
Or wash your food and stuff.
Exactly. So think about that. So
lots of uses.
Basically, you're looking at, for a group of people, if you had a gallon for yourself, but then you're going to need another couple of gallons per day just for doing all that other stuff. You know what I mean? So the cleaning water, so you can think about this. This can actually be a little bit different. It doesn't have to be like the perfect water like that you can drink. You know what I mean?
Water, yeah.
Yeah, so like what my beautiful wife does is she puts it in old laundry detergent bottles. She'll fill those up, and we use those for cleaning.
With the kitchen water.
With the kitchen water, yep. But just make sure you don't mix it up, because you don't want to drink that, because you're going to have a bubble guts if you do that. It's not going to be good. You know what I mean?
Probably a good idea to not ever drink out of a laundry detergent bottle.
Yeah. Quick prepper tip right now, or just a human tip. Don't drink out of laundry detergent bottles. It's just not going to be good.
That sounds like a delicious wave of water.
Yeah. I'm thirsty. Some Tide sounds great.
I bet it's sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of colors in it.
It's sweet. This one says summer day flavor. No, that's scent. Oh, shit.
Oh,
crap.
This one says rain, mountain rain.
Mountain rain. I'd like to drink some mountain rain.
Don't get confused.
It's like Mountain Dew. So there's something else you need to consider as well, and that is you don't want to get the bubble gut.
Man,
I got the bubble gut.
Farting bubble.
Yeah.
Smells good though.
Another thing you have to worry about or consider is the climate in which you live.
Yeah.
So you need to, if you live in Arizona, you're going to need more water than a dude that lives in Montana. You know what I mean? Just because you're going to be sweating 99% of the day.
Yeah.
And it's going to be horrible.
It's like 5 gallons a day from your butt crack alone.
Yeah. It's like, don't live in Arizona.
Statistics. I've figured that out.
Yeah, that's true. That's real.
I calculated it one time.
Butt crack sweat is a lot. But
butt crack sweat catchment. I figured it out. Weighed it out.
Basically, I duct tape a Ziploc bag in the bottom of my ass, and then at the end of the day, I zip it up, and I'm good to go the next day.
Test it all, see how much I've lost.
Mix it in with my potato flakes, and it's ready to...
It already has the sodium content that you want.
Good. You don't even have to add salt to that sucker. Ideas. You
gotta be thinking.
You always have to be thinking.
Always have to be
you
thinking.
Gotta prepper. You gotta be resourceful. You know what I mean? You gotta use.
What's that sloshing around?
That's just my butt sweat catchment.
Oh, I'm catching my butt sweat.
Worth it.
What am I having potatoes tonight?
Oh, I sat on my butt sweat Ziploc bag. Squirted all over.
Shoot it. Oh, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
You guys are gross.
So just be thinking about it. You've got to determine, depending on where you live, you're going to need more water.
You're focused.
I can't think of anything now.
We're done.
We're done. See you later. Anyways. Yeah, so just think about how much water you might need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of water containment, besides the Ziploc bag on your butt, you got to think.
You got to label it though. You got to label it butt sweat,
right.
Because otherwise you're going to say it's just a bag of
just
water.
Freeze that bag. It's an ice cube of butt sweat water.
You put that in your scotch at night. I tell you what, that's the real man right
crotch.
there. Yeah. Scotch. It's called a crotch scotch.
It's so good. It's so good.
That tastes like butt sweat.
That's just got a weird flavor to it.
Ain't taint, tell you that right now.
Taint very good.
Taint very good.
So yeah, now that you got to get some water, you got to think about what are you going to store it in.
Yeah.
And it depends a lot too on, long-term, short-term storage, and we'll talk further about that.
Yeah.
But going like specifically to the containers, you got to think too where you're going to store this. Like, what location is it going to be in? What kind of container type should you use in this area? how long this particular is going to, you plan for it to, be changed out or sit. And then the contamination risks in the environment, stuff like that. Like if it's in your garage, it's out, it's more susceptible to environmental changes and dust and all that.
Yeah.
Basement, you got cement you got to deal with. Maybe that's who knows if it truly does leach. It's kind of a controversial subject.
It is, yes.
We'll do a whole episode on that controversy. It's so good. Anyway, so as for containers, just to go through some of them, stainless steel is probably one of the best type of things. Well, that's controversial too. But we know stainless steel is good with bacterial growth and stuff like that. It doesn't grow very well on stainless steel. That's why it's used so much in the medical field, like counters and instruments. And I mean, even on the dairy farm, like all the tubing and stuff that transports the milk is stainless steel. It just doesn't collect and grow algae and all that crap very easily. But stainless steel is not cheap.
No,
so
it's
a
expensive.
55-gallon drum is like $900 to $1,000.
Yeah, I can't
not
do
a good
it.
idea.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
Well, and then it's heavy.
super freaking heavy.
Yeah, it's not like something you can easily move around.
Right.
Yeah.
And also with treatment like chlorine and stuff, it can break down that coating, and then you end up with rust because then you're just down to normal steel. So stainless steel is awesome. It's a great. I mean, obviously the insides of like the thermoses and the canteens, it's stainless steel for a reason because it's good for. But really, it's just not worth the cost.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If you're just gonna get going, if you make stainless steel, that's awesome. But I doubt you do.
Yeah.
So that it's an option. They have these new drums that are like carbon steel drums that have been coated. Some of them are food grade. The metal too is a little bit resistant to like growth and things like that, but still pricey. Not as much. I mean, you're looking for like a 55-gallon drum, 150 or so. That's an option.
Yeah.
But honestly, with the plastics out there, why would you do any of these?
Yeah, they're just as good. I mean, almost as good.
Right.
So
Right. So onto plastic, those big blue barrels, the most common and probably the most affordable and easiest thing to get like in your basement and start storing water with. And like I said, typically blue, but there's some other ones. The plastics need to be like we get these on the dairy farm that are full of iodine for cleaning the teat. And it's like you don't want to store water in those, and they're usually marked as such.
Yeah.
So you want to do number 1, 2, or 3 on the bottom. It has that little triangle recycle-y thing.
1, 2, or 4?
1, 2, or 4. Sorry. 3, 5, 6, and even 7 are not food grade. Some people say 7 can be stored in. I think it's classified as other, but I would just stick with 1, 2, and 4.
Okay.
And most of them are. If you go to like a survival storage, it says on there these are food grade. Then you open it up and it smells like diesel.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, now, Rad.
Smells
like butt sweat.
Oh, I've been storing that for years.
Yeah.
Pour a cup in every night. They make massive size of the same exact material, the polyurethane types. Like you can get ones up to like 1,500 gallons or more.
Yeah.
We have like you've seen those cubes that they store.
Yeah.
Like those are. I think they're safe. I hope they're safe. Most of them are. Well, not most of them are, but they do have ones marked for like food safe. My dad buried 2 of them up at the cabin.
He did.
And they even have some of them have like a metal cage so they don't collapse. So
you're talking about like the white plastic
huge
looking
suckers,
ones.
Yeah. So and where they're white and they do let through a little more light, there's something that you would probably want to bury. So that's another thing with plastics and storage items. You don't really want much light through. You want them to be like
cold,
the
dark
blue.
place.
Yeah, you want them to be kind of satanic, like just dark and scary.
Exactly.
Glass can be used. It's great, durable, but can break in any event. Earthquakes, things like that. And then it's also most glass is real patent, so you're going to get algae growth and things like that. So if you're storing it down in the basement, you have glass available. The problem is most of the time it's like juice and things, and glass is porous, and so you're holding in that crap that can just grow. So it's not the greatest option, but if you have a bunch of spare bottles, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, people just throw beer bottles out on the road all the time. You can go pick some up.
Grab them wherever you want.
Yep. Then on to more like quick, easy, usable things. Kobe will talk more about this with short term, but like the collapsible, they have the collapsible like 5-gallon ones.
Yeah.
Those are nice. They're not really great long-term storage options. And then you've got like your water bob that you can fill up in your bathtub right after an event,
Or right before an event's coming. That
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't wait for the chemicals and contaminants to get into your pipeline.
Yeah.
And then small water bottles, juice containers, things like that. Kobe will talk more about. But just make sure when you use plastics, BPA free, food grade plastic, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 4.
1, 2, and 4. Yep.
Those are the ones you want to look for. So
Very good.
anyway, there you go.
Cool. Do you want to talk about the avoid locations, or
No, I think I'll
wanna
just talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about short-term storage. I mean, what is the best and easiest way to store some water for the short term? No doubt about it, it's bottled water. That's going to be your, easiest and best way to do like some short-term water storage. I mean, because honestly, commercially bottled water is going to be probably the safest supply of water you can get. The USDA or the FDA monitors all of that for bacteria and all that kind of stuff, so that it doesn't have chemicals or contaminants and all those things in it. It's just so simple to buy like an extra pack of. I mean, they have sales on them all the time, like at Walmart and stuff. Like you can get them for a couple bucks. You know what I mean? And one of those could, last your family for a couple days if you had to. So why not just have...
You just don't know if you're going to be able to stay put.
No, you
don't. That's the sucky thing.
That is the sucky thing. But the nice thing about those is, they come in like all these little tiny containers, and then you have some containers that you can reuse a few times if you need to. Mm-hmm. Again, that's a controversial...
You can pee in these.
Yeah, it's a controversial thing too, is reusing these water bottles. They say don't do that. But... Anyways, really easy to have, a couple of weeks stored of water for your entire family just with that.
I think if you're not storing versus storing in these bottles, just store it in the bottles.
Just store it in the bottles, exactly, yeah. Another way to do it is the gallon jugs of water. And I do have some of these at home, but there are some issues with that. And I've actually found this out. Some of the cheap ones, those like milk jug type, they will actually just start leaking out of nowhere sometimes. I've had 2 or 3. I've gone down in my room and there's water on the floor. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? And they just started leaking out of nowhere. So you have to kind of be careful with those, and you probably...
They're pretty freaking weak.
You need to switch those out more often than you would some other stuff.
That, and you can't stack them.
You can't
have anything lay on them.
Exactly.
It's just like, where do I put these stupid things?
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt. So, that's a way to go, but I honestly think it's just easier to do the water bottles.
Like the nice thing is like like even the dollar store, they have them in the boxes.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna get them, like I'd have it in something. It's easier to.
Or even when they're just wrapped in the plastic all in one, you can stack those. Yeah. You can stack all of
by
those.
themselves. You're like, where do I put this?
Yeah,
stupid
it's so
thing?
hard to
set
do.
it on its side and it'll start leaking out. The
Exactly, it's definitely going to. So, another thing is like portable storage containers. There's a lot of different types of these. I have a couple that are actually they're military ones that were like the 5-gallon. They kind of look like a fuel tank.
Gasoline on the side.
Yeah, say gasoline. They taste funny, but you can put water in them.
You can purify them, I think.
No, but these are the water ones. I think I have a black one and a green one, and it says water on the outside, so it's good for water. But there's like those types of things you can get. You can get them at Walmart or anything. The bigger blue ones that hold 10 to 5 gallons.
They're not metal, right? They are. The polyurethane?
They are. Yep, exactly. They are. Yeah, they're not metal. So
they look like it.
They do look like it. But those types of things are great too, because again, you can throw that in your vehicle if you need to real quick, and you have an extra 5 or 10 gallons just like that.
And they can bounce around. You can set crap on them. They're not going to pop open.
Exactly. No. So those are really great for just regular water storage. They're great for like a bug out situation, and those types of things are great for camping and stuff too.
Yeah.
And so like. You just tell your wife, hey.
I do like those that you have.
Yeah. So you take those with you. And
probably going to steal them one day.
And you've got water for, a few days for your campsite or whatever it might be. So those are kind of nice. Again, store your bottled water in a cool, dry place away from the sunlight. This, again, is controversial, but they say don't put them directly on cement, right? They say that can leach chemicals into your water. I don't know.
It's very controversial.
It is.
It doesn't take much to throw a board down and set it on.
Yeah, if you can do it, just do it. Yeah.
The other thing that's complicated is like in my basement, like I have that little like box of cement. It's like everything sits up against the backside.
Yeah.
That's cement, and I have the cement on the ground.
It's hard.
It's like,
So you just have to make your best judgment. Again,
I think I would worry more about having the water than worrying
yeah.
about it leaching.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it down there
It's
because
like,
it's going to
I'll
leach.
wait till next year till I get something. No, just get your water.
Just get your water in there.
And
Yeah.
then, move on from there.
Drink your cement.
Exactly. Avoid stacking your jugs or your cases or boxes too high.
Don't stack
Just
your
don't take 'em.
jugs.
You're stacking them jugs. If you get,
Those are stacked jugs.
because if you get too much pressure in those, they can give way, they can leak, they can damage, things. So you just have to, be careful. Rotate your stock. Obviously, that's something you need to think about. But again, don't worry about it too much. I mean, if you have the water, you have the water. If you're worried about it, boil it.
We're going to talk
Purify
about that.
it. You know what I mean? Just make sure you have the water. If you're like, well, I'm not going to get water because I don't want to switch it out every year, then don't.
Yeah.
You know?
I just went through mine and all of them expire like this month and last month. I was like, well,
just going to keep them.
Should I dump them out on the lawn and on the I probably won't refill them. I don't have time. Done.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it.
You
I'll
still
just
have
deal
water.
with it later.
Yeah, the expiration dates on water, I mean, water never goes bad.
Mm-mm.
You just have to make sure that you're taking care of it, right? And if you're worried, again, you can just purify it when the time comes. But if you can, go ahead and, rotate
Just
that
get it.
stock. Yeah.
Just get it.
They do say that if you have bottled water like this, if you're not watching, it's just like a regular bottle of water. After 3 days of opening it, like this,
Can you hear this?
sounds like
This
water.
is water right here.
Within 3 days, if you open it, make sure to drink it within that to minimize the risk of microbial pathogens or molds and all those types of things.
I'm going to have my kids listen to this.
Are you?
Because they'll open
yeah.
one of these and then it's like,
Yeah.
I want a bottle of water. And they drink like the top
yeah.
quarter, and then it's just
And then it
kicking
sits
around
there,
the car. Oh, it drives me nuts.
Again, Cam already did say this, but be wary about reusing like the disposable juice, milk, and soda bottles because sometimes those will still have stuff left in them.
Yeah, I don't think I did mention it. I skipped it.
Oh, did you?
I let
Okay.
you talk about it.
Yeah, so they have peat or PET or PET in them, so they're safe for the one-time use, but they say that they might leach a certain carcinogen in them if they're used over and over again. So you kind of just have to be careful about that. And if you left them in your vehicle and they're getting hot and cold and hot and cold,
Yeah, that makes more sense.
that kind of thing. So you just have to worry. Just be thinking about that as you're, anytime.
FEMA's website says soda pop bottles. It talks about storing in those.
Does it?
It says wash them out with a little bit of chlorine and then storing them. Basically, it comes down to just get your freaking water stored. Like,
Exactly.
Don't worry about all the little nitty gritty.
Yeah.
I doubt you're going to worry about
No, you're going to drink
leaching
it.
cement in your water
No.
if you have it.
Yeah,
You're just going to be glad you have it. 'Cause
Exactly.
You're going to be one of the few.
Mm-hmm.
So long-term storage, the easiest thing is to get those bigger supplies that you just can kind of set to the side, not worry about. Like the blue 55-gallon barrels are honestly probably the best, easiest, and cheapest things to get. They can be filled, stored away. They're big enough and strong enough that you can stack stuff on top of, food around them, on them.
Yep.
And like I said, when you get these, just make sure they're food grade types, the 1, 2, and 4, and then BPA free. Most of them are. If you buy them from those like survival places or food storage places, they are. They shouldn't be carrying other ones. And then with larger families, they figure at a gallon a day per person, it's like 56 gallons for a 2-week period.
Yeah, so if you have one of those, you're like, hey, I've got 2 weeks already.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are the easiest things. Make sure you have an easier way that's clean to get the water out. They have those little pumps. You have one, right?
Yeah, I have one of the pumps.
So it just guys know how to use these super well.
You guys are all going to be really familiar
you guys
with
are
this
pump
method.
that water
Yeah,
super
you stick it down in there, pump it out. It's pretty simple.
But
yeah.
it keeps it so that you don't have this open access. You're trying to pour it.
Yeah, what you can't pour it.
It's
impossible to pour.
Go get a ladle.
Yeah.
And it's just a nightmare.
Siphon it out. I don't know what you're going to do, but you have to be careful.
Yeah, so make sure you get that. When you store this water too, it's like people get all caught up in we need to put a little bit of chlorine in it. If you're going to store it and you're storing it with tap water in the United States, pretty much we're treated with enough chlorine and whatever other chemicals in there.
Fluoride and whatever the heck else is in there.
That you don't need to worry about sterilizing or putting any additives into that water. Just get it filled up. You probably, with tap water, are safe to not add anything. If you're real scared about that for some reason, then it's about 11 teaspoons of bleach to be put into like those big blue ones.
Yeah.
What's the? There's like a specific amount per gallon.
Yeah.
Did you have that down? I think it's an eighth of a teaspoon or something like that.
Yeah, I think I said someone. Let me see if I can find it.
The thing is nice if you get like the pure water things like on there, the little bottles. It tells you how much to add to whatever amount.
So it's hard to find an exact recipe
is
for
hard.
that. A lot of people say different things. A spoonful of bleach per gallon is what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Which seems like a lot to me.
There's a lot of spoons out there.
Yeah. So it just
That seems like a
depends.
lot too. I would just worry about getting the water stored.
Yeah.
If you're using tap water, it's going to be fine.
Yep.
And then a good rule of thumb is just if you can change that water out yearly if you're really concerned about it.
Yeah.
55-gallon change out, it's kind of a pain in the butt, and I'm not going to worry about it.
I'm not doing that. I'm probably going to do like every 3 years.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's in a cool, dry place.
Super hard to get
I'm not that
like,
worried about it.
You're going to be pumping all day.
Yeah. So.
And it's already down there. What do they weigh? They're like, when they're clear
a
full,
lot.
300
Remember,
pounds or
we
something?
moved mine.
Smashed.
Yeah, it was a pain in the
Pinned
butt.
your hand against the cement.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're really worried about it, add some bleach, but you don't really need to, honestly.
Yeah.
And then moving it and trying to change it out each year.
There's going to be some people that are going to be, oh, you have to.
There
You're
are.
going to die, dummy.
But I'm just telling you, don't
Yeah.
get caught up in this crap of worrying about if it's sterile. We're going to talk about ways to sterile the water, and I probably would in my family if I knew that barrel had been sitting there over a year.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be safe about it.
I'll just boil it.
Yeah. Other things is having a rain catchment system. Obviously, not the very best for drinking, but it's there, and it's that excess water to use for cleaning and hygiene, and it's renewable water. So
And you can easily boil it or have it,
Right.
and you can drink it. You
Right.
could. You honestly, you probably could drink it and be just fine.
yeah, you probably would. If
Depending
it's coming
on-
straight from the sky,
Yeah, you're gonna be
through
fine.
all that smoke. and-
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just it's the easiest way to have a renewable system.
Yeah.
And I guess there's some myths out there that some states don't allow this, but that's nonsense.
I think there are some states that don't.
I couldn't
But
find
I-
that there was. It said
Oh,
it was
really?
like
A lot of it's changed
I
recently.
think it has to do with like cluttering up your environment, and
Yeah,
I
it
think your
could be.
HOA will be more pissed about it than anybody.
Yeah, probably.
And then with that water, if you just to be on the safest side is do some easy sterilization.
Sure.
And then they do have those big cisterns that
Yeah.
are polyurethane, massive like collection chambers you can go stick somewhere. And just remember with all these things, like chemicals aren't going to be purified no matter how you do
Yeah,
it. Like
doesn't matter.
boiling, all that stuff. So chemicals are the concern. The contaminants can be taken out of those things, and we'll talk further
you
about
can
this.
get bacteria and virus and a lot of those things, but chemicals themselves.
Yeah, if you're storing in an old oil barrel,
you're going to be
you're
drinking
asking
oil.
for trouble.
Yeah, you're drinking straight oil,
You
buddy.
are.
Don't do it. Hey, Cam, did you know that most subscription boxes are full of samples and junk you'll never use? But not Battle Box. It's the monthly subscription box for men, full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, BattleBox sends you the coolest selection of hand-picked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you'd normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month. The Pyro Putty Fire Starter.
That is a
Yeah, Wagon Tech Slim Jump Starter / Charger. The Lord
That
and
was sweet.
Field. Yeah,
I threw that in my car.
Lord and Field Camp Strike Handmade Fire Starting Kit. All this badassness.
My kids love the box.
Do they? Yeah,
The
I'm
little
sure they
slide
do.
open box.
Yeah. All this badassness starts at about $30 a month. They've shipped almost 1 million boxes and won Best Men's Subscription Box of 2017. Our listeners will get a free tactical knife when you sign up at trybattlebox.com/casual preppers. That is trybattlebox.com/casual preppers. Get your first battle box plus a free tactical knife at trybattlebox.com/casual preppers.
It's free.
It
You
is.
get a free freaking knife.
Yeah, it's going to come in a separate order, but it's
that
going to
could
be yours.
the knife that fends off.
That saves your life.
robbers.
The knife that saves your life.
Yeah, yeah.
All right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Well-
So, Cam and I have talked about this many times, but we're going to talk about it again. Water filtration /
Kind of a sexy subject.
Ooh, yeah, water skills.
Sound pretty cool if you can filter your own water.
Water skills, man. That's what we're talking
Filtration
about.
skill.
Yeah.
Level 4.
Level 4. So let's talk about what those options might be, because you're going to need to sterilize some water at some point in especially if you're in like a long-term SHTF situation, it's going to happen. You're going to have to do it somewhere. Or I mean, even if it's just you're out hunting or whatever it is. I mean, I've had to do it, you know, if you're out camping. You need to know how to sterilize some water. Yeah. So, what is the tried and true method that a lot of people use? It's boiling water. Get it to a boil for 10 minutes, and you're pretty much good to go.
That's not a big waste of fuel.
No.
10 minutes, nothing.
But the thing is, again, like Cam said, chemicals are still going to be there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but everything else, you're going to be good to go.
Can't boil off petroleum.
No, you can't. So sand, charcoal, and rocks. So this is another one that's pretty popular. Layer a sock or a straining container with sand at the bottom, then charcoal and rocks at the top. And filter your water into a container. This actually, it's a great method, but I read somewhere that it actually doesn't remove giardia.
Which one doesn't?
The sand charcoal.
The charcoal one? Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It doesn't remove that. So it does reduce the bacteria and stuff like that, though. So most of the time, you're probably going to be okay. But just remember, it's not going to take everything.
So if you're thirsty and want shits,
just
go for it.
Just go for it, man. Iodine is another way. It's
iodine.
Iodine. That's how you say it. So iodine requires 30 minutes if it's warm or an hour if it's hot outside. So just remember that. Iodine drop tincture.
To be active, is that what you're saying?
To work.
To actually
work.
purify?
Yeah. It's a poison if you don't use it in the proper proportion, so you need to be careful with that. But this says...
So don't squirt iodine in your mouth and then just drink
swish
the water.
That'll not going to work. You know what I mean?
Your teeth are just
all
freaking
like
orange.
Reddish orange.
Hey.
That was good.
Pure mouth.
They do say the good news is the iodine tincture, first aid antiseptic of 2%, helps prevent skin infection and minor cuts, scrapes, and burns, so that's always good. You're going to need about 10 drops per gallon to make that happen with the iodine. So just be...
Yeah, very useful in medicine, though.
It's way useful, yeah.
Get you some iodine.
Yeah. Chlorination. Chlorination. It kills most microorganisms. According to FEMA, there are 3 methods to purify water through chlorination. Not coronation.
Coronation.
Chlorinate this. Chlorine dioxide tablets and water drops. Treating water with chemicals is a safe and effective way to ensure potable water. Cam's dad knows all about this.
He does.
Potable aqua tablets are proven effective against...
Not potable. I mean, you can't use it in toilets.
Proven effective
drink it.
against bacteria, giardia, lamblia, cystosporidium, and viruses. Whatever that is. Yeah, you've got lamblia.
Cryptosporidium.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, cryptosporidium.
Why did it say Christosporidium?
I don't know.
I think you typed it wrong.
Maybe I typed it wrong.
There's new stuff out there every day.
Aquamira is another one. I think we've gotten some like in some battle boxes before. Some Aquamira.
Not Aqua Vista.
Not Aqua Vista, baby, but Aquamira.
Yeah, we do have some Aquamira.
Chlorine bleach. This is another one.
We used it. Remember, we did a video where I took a bunch out of a pool, or no, it was out of a puddle. It was just pure mud. They dripped some in. I was like, I sipped, and I was like, I don't care. I'm still not gonna drink it.
Yeah, it's always scary to use those methods for the first time.
It is.
You know.
Yeah, those just weird
yeah.
methods that you've never done before.
Yeah,
it's super awkward.
Just new ways of doing things.
That what's that really bizarre one? Is it by the battle box sent us? You know, you put it in and it solidifies all the garbage and drops it to the
Capri
bottom.
Sun type. Oh no, that one. Oh
that
yeah,
one's weird.
That one is weird.
It causes everything to clump together and settle.
It comes like a
strain
gel
it off.
Almost. Yeah, it's weird.
Pretty bizarre. Pretty cool ways. There's a lot of cool ways to purify.
So bleach, a spoonful of bleach per gallon is what they say. More precisely is 10 drops. Shake the container and wait 30 minutes. Bleach alone will not kill giardia. Cameron, I didn't know that.
Freaking giardia, man.
I know, dude. You have to be careful. So here's a few rules.
It's like the most common up in the mountains.
I know.
And stuff.
Some rules when you're purifying with bleach. Do not use scented bleaches, color-safe bleaches, or bleaches with added cleaners.
Yeah.
That's going to contaminate your water.
Tastes like lavender.
Yeah, it's lavender. Check the expiration date, as effectiveness of chlorine bleach is only 6 months. It actually loses its effectiveness. So that's something I
didn't know that.
Wasn't aware of either.
I think I have chlorine that's been 15 years old in my cabinet.
I know.
This will clean something.
Do not use pool
So
chlorine.
basically, you just drink chlorine after a couple of
I
years.
guess.
Straight.
Don't use pool chlorine. It's a much stronger constitute than laundry bleach, okay? Cameron?
Poison. It burns your eyeballs.
It's not good. It does. It makes you itch.
It hurts your nose holes, too.
It does. So, have you heard of the SODIS method?
Sawdust?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So, this is basically, this is what they do in a lot of developing countries. It's basically using clear plastic PET bottles and sunlight.
Oh, UV.
And it's very, very effective, yeah. So how does it work? Clear PET bottles are filled with the water and set out in the sun for 6 hours. So then the UVA rays in sunlight kill germs such as viruses, bacteria, and parasites. It does kill Giardia in whatever the
It seems so backwards, you know.
It
It's
does.
Like, don't store these in sunlight.
Put them in
But
sunlight.
you can
to kill
sterilize them in sunlight.
Yeah. This method also works when the air and water temperatures are low. People can use SODIS method to treat their drinking water themselves. The method is very simple and applicable and safe. It's particularly suitable for treating relatively small quantities of drinking water. So you don't want to get like a huge thing and try and do it with it. Like if you have a little bottle of water, you can put it out in the sun for 6 hours and you should be set to jet. It's going to be warm.
Except for Giardia.
But no, it does do Giardia.
What?
Yeah. Didn't you
Really?
hear what I said? Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I don't know if I believe it.
It kills.
It makes sense. I know UV does kill a lot of
Yeah.
bacteria, but
It scared me too thinking about this.
seems like a
but I
scary
read the
idea.
research. There's a bunch of studies that confirmed that it's super effective. It kills germs in water very efficiently. The method has even been shown to improve the health of a population. Research into training strategies gave insight about which communication methods are most suitable. It has also been proven that the use of PET bottles in the SODIS method is harmless. So
that's cool.
yeah, I mean,
It makes sense. But
yeah.
it's still scary.
well, it's just like those the Steri pens. It's the same thing because they're just putting off UV light in those Steri pens. You know what I mean? But you're just setting it out in the sun for 6 hours.
I'm just going to do like that water rocket,
Mhm.
shoot it up closer to the sun.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Probably twice as sterile.
Probably have to
Your
be up
water's
there.
going to be in
3 hours.
Try and catch it when it's falling down.
That's a really good idea.
sky.
And then the last thing again is water filters, and we've talked about these a million times. I don't know how much we need to go into them, but we always say get yourself a Sawyer.
Yeah.
Sawyer is our favorite. A Sawyer Mini is perfect for a bug out bag in an emergency supply at your
don't freeze
house.
'em.
Just don't freeze them. There's Life Straw. There's the Berkey water filters. There's the Katadyn, and there's the Steri pens as well. Like I said, and that's basically a pen with a light on the end. You put it in, swish it around the water, and it kills everything in it with UV. So it's the same thing. So
Yeah. There's all kinds of weird ones. We've had those packets that you can just throw and they use osmosis and
Yep.
like they filter out.
There's lots of good stuff out there.
Just get you some.
We even have one that filters out radioactive isotopes. Remember the one we got in that one battle box? You can
Oh,
only do
yeah,
a
that's
few gallons, but it will filter out radioactive
That's crazy.
isotopes. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give me some radioactive water and see how it goes.
But I love with all these filters, people are like, what if the enemy contaminates with chemicals? Well,
You're done.
you're screwed.
Deal with it.
So get your filters. Don't worry about enemies contaminating your water supply.
Exactly.
This isn't, medieval period where they throw dead animals
Yeah.
into your water supply. So potential water sources after or directly after an event or long term. So let's talk about those different water sources.
Okay.
So there's a number of places that water can come from. You just got to be careful about where, you think is clean or looks clean. It may not be. But
Sure.
first things is we've talked about like in your house, like right after an
Sprinklers.
event. Yeah, suck that sprinkler dry, boy.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Get used to it right now.
Understand the pressure and the amount. How much suckage you need.
Turn it on and then try it there too.
Make sure, yeah.
I want people to send us some videos.
I
of
want
them.
Rainbird to design
Yeah.
a sprinkler system for preppers.
Like, you can
Pops
just,
up
like-
and it's just a mouthpiece.
No, you can just pop off the head and stick in another one, and it's just like a straw.
Man, I'm going to design that.
I know.
Patent it. Don't steal it from me,
Yeah,
buttholes.
exactly.
Got my water supply, sucker. So water from water heater tanks, that water for the most part's been isolated from light. It's usually sterile. Anyway, I'd probably sterilize it after you got it out of there.
Yeah.
Melted ice cubes. That the little floaties in those ice cubes, people are always paranoid that that's like disease. All it is calcium.
Oh.
Like the sediment and everything
Mhm.
solidifies like in the ice. So it always looks like you got the dirtiest water in the world when you use ice in
Yeah.
water, but that's just calcium deposits. So
Interesting.
don't worry about it. Just drink it.
Okay.
Clean water from the toilet tank. So it's probably not the very best place to get your water in the back of the toilet bowl, but it is fresh water, and it'd be an easy one to sterilize or use for
You just have to
hygiene.
be careful that somebody hasn't put the chemical crap in the back, because some people do
and somebody
that.
hasn't pooped in the back.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
When they lift the lid up and poop back there, it pisses me off every time.
Every time I have a house party, I got to deal with it. But
There's a turd in there. Who putting it? Yeah.
I flushed the toilet; it's still in there.
Every time I flush the tank, it shoots more turd up. It's working backwards.
Yeah, it's a backwards toilet.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people talk about like water from pools. Is it safe to drink? I wouldn't drink it, but it's chlorinated.
Sure.
That chlorine isn't the best for drinking purposes, but that water's useful. I mean, for the most part, early on in any event, that water can be used to clean and
Just jump in and take a bath, man.
yeah, that's where I'd bath for weeks on end.
Absolutely.
Same water.
Yeah.
But it loses its effectiveness, and obviously you've seen those pools. They just turn into a big green slime ball. So, anyways, right after an event, though, those things are useful. And then later on, you've got that, hopefully, a rainwater system or rain catchment to where you can use the clouds in the heavens to feed your family and yourself.
Getting water from the cloud?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? You back it up on your iPhone?
This sinking problem pisses me off.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten water in weeks.
Keeps going down my sink drain.
I don't know if this water's in the cloud or if this water is real.
I can't tell.
Which one's which?
I ran out of room.
And then, like, if you're in the desert, like where we live, there's a lot of, like, sandstone and stuff like that has, like, natural bowls.
Mm-hmm.
They're delicious. Pour some cereal in them.
It's a Mousterian bowl from the Mousterian era.
You just go out there and drop your dehydrated food in it.
Ancient artifacts for 500, Alex. Did you ever watch Jeopardy?
Does anybody know that movie? It's
Probably
a good one.
not. Probably not.
Streams and ponds. So one thing I wanted to read from the wilderness survival book that I have. Here's some water quality key points.
Oh, cool.
In the wilderness water, most sediment is inorganic, and clarity is not an indication of microbiologic purity. In general, cloudiness indicates higher risk of contamination, obviously.
Yeah.
Major factor determining the amount of micro pollution in the surface water is human and animal activity. So how much traffic through it and stuff like that. Did you ever see what was on Dancing with the Wolves? Remember, he's like drinking all that water and
Dancing with the Wolves.
Dances
with wolves.
wolves.
Dancing with the Wolves.
It's a different one.
That's a different movie.
It's
but
the
it was
Dirty
good.
Dancing spinoff.
Yeah. That's a good
Oh, Kobe, just chill out. It's his favorite actor of all time, so you got to be careful.
Jeez.
Streams do not purify themselves. A lot of people think all of it passing through the
Why those
rocks.
buttholes not doing that?
Yeah. So you can't assume that, oh, this is fresh coming right out of a natural spring. It's guaranteed not to have giardia.
Sure.
You don't know that.
No, I don't. Mm-mm.
Drink it and see if your butthole starts kicking up a notch.
Kicking up a notch.
I have to just assume the level of diarrhea has magnified it, and then I have something, not just natural.
That's not my normal diarrhea.
Settling effect of lakes may make them safer than streams. But but care should be taken not to disturb the bottom sediments and stuff when you're drinking water. So skim the top where the bugs are.
I'm still drinking out of a stream.
I know,
before
me
even
too.
drink out
I
of
know.
one.
This is crazy. I thought this was kind of crazy, but I'm reading it to you. Listen,
Okay.
groundwater is generally cleaner than
Yeah.
surface water because it's been passing through
Yeah.
the rocks and the sediment and all that stuff. So some key points. Interesting, though. This
Very.
is saying that a lake water is safer than streams.
That's crazy.
So anyway, but I know of more people that have gotten giardia from drinking from those streams that are like crystal clear. Oh, it's running through the rocks. It's clean. No, not necessarily true. So don't assume. If you want to kill yourself faster, just go ahead and
You
just
know what
assume
assuming
everything's-
does.
Yeah. You can't assume anything.
Mm-mm.
What if Bigfoot walked right through it
I know. Yeah, I know.
when he was in dimension number 4?
You're an idiot. He doesn't go in and out of dimensions.
You're dumb to ever think that.
That's not what the pros say.
Yeah. So, additional tips to practicing safe water storage.
Oh, cool.
Drinking water should always be the priority in terms of water usage. Like when you're storing water, like make sure whatever it is it's like I'll just put it in that because I'm going to use it for hygiene. Like, make
Yeah.
sure all of it is stored for the purpose of drinking, and then you can use the other stuff.
Fine, Cameron. I'll stop what I'm
I
doing.
just told you, rule number 1. Don't drink. Make
Okay.
sure it's drinkable.
Yeah.
Always consume your clean water first. I don't know necessarily about that. Like, these are some. I
Well-
think I would like sterilize some of the water and then use my cleaner water that's stored away.
I understand what they're saying here, because if your situation only lasts a week and you have like a week of clean water and a week of non-clean
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
why not use your clean water? Because you might get back
And
to
who
civilization.
probably wouldn't use the clean water
Yeah,
first?
you're going to.
But like, I think
Yeah.
if long term, I'd be like, let me get rid of this crap.
You might,
like
yeah.
maybe sterilize this. Don't consume water that you suspect to be contaminated. Obviously, don't drink caffeinated, alcoholic, sugary, heavy drinks in place of water because this will dehydrate you faster, requiring more water so you can burn through it quicker.
I guess that depends on your situation, because if all you have is a Coke,
Oh, for sure.
you're gonna drink a Coke.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're like trying to salvage your water and
Sure,
you're drinking
yeah.
all these things, it's actually probably going to lead to needing more water. Don't drink salt water, obviously.
That's bad. Yeah.
Don't drink your pee.
Mm-hmm.
And don't drink that water that's been contaminated or stored in, or you're getting it out of something that was holding some toxic chemicals.
Yeah.
Like your cement mixer. Don't go and dip.
No amount of soy
cup of
or
water out of there.
filtration is gonna help you there.
No, you can't.
You're
You can't get
done.
away from those. So
Yeah. So
I don't know. Is that helpful for you
Do we
water
need-
storage suppliers?
do we need to filter the butt sweat water, or is it good to go?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, that's ready to roll.
Your hair and skin follicles
It
and
just adds to the
pores
flavor.
is about as good of any filter.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, makes sense.
Butthole filter.
Good. Well, that's what we got, right?
Yeah. But
Good.
hey, before we go on to any more,
Okay.
if you're a casual prepper,
Me?
no,
Uh-huh.
you,
Oh, you.
an outdoor adventurer or survivalist, you need a survival boxes subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Survival Box is the only monthly subscription box packed with practical survival gear, 15 to 25 year shelf life storable meals, survival water or filtration supplies. We've
Yep.
gotten plenty of that from them. A monthly survival knowledge card, and even non-GMO heirloom seeds for your survival gardens. That knowledge card, there's a couple of water purification ones.
Yeah, there is.
You guys
yeah.
are missing out already.
Yep.
You could have it all consolidated in one card. Starting at just $29 per month, there are many different boxes to choose from that will cater to your outdoor adventuring lifestyle or casual prepping plan. Subscribe today, and every month Survival Boxes will send you the survival gear, supplies you need to stay survived. Your survival box values are always more than the Amazon cart values. No sample products, no contracts. Cancel whenever the freak you want. Use promo code Casual Preppers for 10% off your first box on any monthly subscription. Casual Prepper listeners will also receive a free 1 amp USB solar panel and battery bank flashlight in your first survival box.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah. You just keep charging it, keep charging other things with
Yep.
it. Subscribe today at surviveboxes.com.
That's beautiful. One other thing I wanted to mention with water, there's a great survival guide. I think we both got it in a battle box, but it's called the Prepper's Water Survival Guide. It's just a short paperback book, but it has like all the information you'll
Yeah.
ever need with water. And again, that's one of those things that you spend $10 right now, get that, and you're good forever.
Worth your weight in gold, yeah.
It's worth your weight in gold. So go ahead and go grab
It's
a
weight.
book like that has all this information. That way you've got it when the situation arises.
For
You know what I
shizzle.
mean? Do you want to talk about this Carnivore Club thing real quick?
Yeah.
So there's a new subscription box out there for all y'all who like meat. And they sent us one. They say, hey, you guys want to talk about this real quick? And we're like, sure, why not?
T-Rex is subscribed to this.
Yeah, the Carnivore Club, it's called. You can see them on Instagram at the Carnivore Club. And basically what they do is each month they send you a box full of meat. And it's like...
Sounds freaking incredible.
Yeah, and this isn't just like raw meat. This is like...
This isn't like a hamburger patty.
Yeah, this is stuff that's in packages that's... like, what did we get in this one?
It's fancy meats.
It's
So
fancy
you get
meats.
the, I can't say any of them.
Okay.
Salicia Seca Picante, Nostrano, Sopressata,
Mm-hmm.
Finociana, Sliced up on Sampa.
So these are like summer sausage
Anyways,
type things. that you
In
can cut up.
more layman's terms, uncured pink peppercorn salami,
Mm-hmm.
uncured black pepper salami,
Yeah.
uncured fennel Poland salami,
Yeah.
and then spicy dried sausage. And then we've got air dried Wagyu beef. It's
Wagyu.
Wagyu.
It's Wagyu. Yeah. So, did you look at the prices on this stuff? Did you see what it was? I know you were
I
looking
had
at
it
it
pulled up.
earlier.
So yeah, for one of these boxes,
It's kind of a cool idea though, to like you can test out all these different types of meats and they're nice cured meat that you can keep in your pocket for later on during the day, Cameron.
yeah, I'm pulling up here.
Okay.
Got it up. It's $25 for the meat snackers. I think
Mhm.
there's a different one.
But it's
My
like
gosh,
it's
stop
like
with the ads here.
high quality stuff though. It's not like the cheap stuff that you'd get like at Walmart or something. This is like legit
Yeah.
stuff.
These are great gifts too. You know,
Mhm.
it's like I don't know what to get him. I'll give him a meat box.
Yeah.
$40 sounds like something that Taco Bell runs.
Yeah.
The meat box.
The meat box.
So yeah, there's $24.99. You get 4 to 6 meat snacks. There's a $40 one, 4 to 6 premium quality cured meats.
Ooh.
Those are the two different ones that you can get. So
yeah. Very
go
cool.
on and get it done.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
But yeah,
Very
I have
cool.
to eat one of these.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
Which one are you gonna eat?
I don't know. We'll figure it
Why
out.
don't you carnivored up? So we talked about like the risks of getting some of those different waterborne illnesses,
Yeah,
and there's a ton of them out there.
there is. There really is.
And Giardia apparently is resistant to about everything.
Yeah.
So waterborne enteric pathogens, you've got your bacteria, you got E. coli and Campylobacter, Salmonella. Then you've got viral, hepatitis A, hepatitis E, norovirus, poliovirus. So
Hepatitis E.
yeah, those all
Ooh, that
are
sounds scary.
waterborne illnesses. Protozoal, which are horrible. Those are just rad. There's like cryptosporidium is part of that. Some of the more common ones, but yeah, those are harder to treat and they're pretty aggressive. And then you got your parasitic, which suck big time. Your
yeah.
worms, and just other little parasites that just sit there and feed off from you, and all you do is squirt the water right out your butthole. So anyway, sterilization is extremely important in these cases, but there may be an accident and you just don't sterilize fully enough.
Mhm.
So there's some symptoms you're going to experience and you're not going to like them.
Oh, yay.
So just the most common is obviously diarrhea. So you're going to get diarrhea from any of these, and it may last for, a couple of days to weeks to chronic, for months. You're just going to have diarrhea. Some things to look out for just with this diarrhea. And I've talked about diarrhea before. Obviously, the biggest thing is dehydration. You're losing water faster than you're keeping it in. The things that we look for in a clinic, people come in all the time with diarrhea. They get it all over the place. It's disgusting. No, there's only one patient that did that, and that was disgusting.
He got it all over the place?
They went to the bathroom, they're just like, couldn't get their pants off and everything.
Gosh.
And anyway, so things that we look for, if there's a fever or there's blood in the stool or signs of like white blood cells, like you get pus in the stool, those, and I'm talking in a sense to where you can't go to a clinic. This is the only time that you would do this is like if you see these things, if you get blood in your stool, if you have a fever with all the abdominal cramping, everything, and it doesn't resolve, within like 24 hours, I would start an antibiotic. And the antibiotic of choice, the two that I think would be most useful, Cipro, traveler's diarrhea and all those, it covers nearly all of those common ones. So you take, 250 milligrams twice a day is about all you need to take. And with traveler's diarrhea, it's a 3-day treatment is all.
Oh, that's not bad.
But if you have that, and you 5 to 7 days, you're going to clear up most of those things that are wreaking havoc on your body. If it lasts longer than that, the Cipro doesn't do anything. You could try metronidazole, which is a little harder to get because they don't really give that one to fish. But if you happen to have that one, that's the other antibiotic. So those two for diarrhea are huge. The other thing is if it's going longer than that and you're not, you're losing weight, you're dehydrated. Obviously, the important thing about rehydration with salts and electrolyte stuff. But if you happen to be lucky and have some anti like protozoal or parasitic medications, if you're going to travel out of the country, it's good to go to your provider and you can get those.
Oh, really?
And if you don't, if you don't use them or you wait and see if you have symptoms, that's a good thing to store because I would do that down the line. Like if I had diarrhea, I'd try and treat it with Pepto-Bismol has an antimicrobial effect, so it could help. So use Pepto and then use loperamide, which is what's the most common?
Imodium.
Imodium. Use those two. If you start developing fever, bloody, mucusy, then I would start Cipro. If Cipro doesn't help, maybe try metronidazole if you have it. If that doesn't help, you have to suspect you probably have a parasite
Ugh.
or a worm.
Yeah.
And then you have to get lucky and just hopefully you find somebody that has that. That's just like a quick rundown of if you don't have access to medical care and you have those things, that's how I would do it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's helpful.
No, super helpful. Well, that's it, guys. That's water. That's
Water
that's an
and
important
diarrhea.
episode. Water. It's all the same. All the same. So thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Those of you that have, if you haven't subscribed, please take a second to subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate it. And take a second and go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, we'd appreciate
Yeah, we're
that.
trying to get some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Bigfoot will offend you or make you the happiest person on earth.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Go watch the Bigfoot film.
The comments will definitely leave you with something.
Leave us a nice comment because those are few and far between on there. Good gracious, I tell you. Now, we've had some really good comments.
We have, yeah.
It's just some of the,
If you're offended by anybody talking smack about Bigfoot,
yeah.
you might want to reserve listening to it.
We didn't even talk smack, though.
No, we didn't.
It's so weird. People, I tell you. People.
Apparently, we were offensive to the
Yeah.
squatchers.
We didn't take it seriously enough. We don't take anything seriously enough, so that's what it is.
We're casual squatchers, too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Cam, you got anything else?
No, just go check that crap out.
All right, man. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.